welcome back to TF1C, the Formula 1 chat. It is time for the Formula 2 review of the Belgian Grand Prix. What a weekend of racing we have had indeed. Should we start with qualifying, I guess? It's been brilliant to return. We did kind of do a intro, Belgians back, fantastic, in the F3 vid, so go check that out if you want. But yeah, F2 at Belgium, exciting times. And of course, we have had it confirmed that we will be returning to Belgium in 2023. Gutted it's not longer, if I'm honest.
Well,
the fact it's only been confirmed as a year does annoy me a bit. I'd rather them do, like, Hungary's got 10 years, but Sparket's 1. No. Explain that one.
I do think, it was a very good, very action-packed weekend of Formula 2. I think, there could be a debate now that, due to this weekend's results, is the championship over? Who knows?
I think, despite the fact I think the championship might already be won, there's a lot still to play for.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of drivers on this grid that have got to watch their backs.
If you're like
because you need to, you have to be either well in the running for the championship next year or getting up to an F1 seat now.
Yeah.
Because there are F3 drivers behind you coming. I mean, if you look at the top guys in F3 right now, you'd imagine that Martins, Behrman and Hadjar will all be in Formula 2 next season, no matter what. Then you've got Leclerc and Crawford, who you imagine also have seats in Formula 2, even if it's not with Prema. Because obviously you'd expect, if Behrman was still in the championship, that the Prema would give him Deruvla's seat. It does seem like Deruvla will be going now. But there's so much to unfold after this championship. It's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, qualifying then.
Shock, who took pole? Felipe Drugovich. It's quite surprising.
I think the championship is this.
Qualifying hasn't been good, but again, it was another chance. Another chance for Porsche had a gain on him. He didn't. Drugovich gained on him. So Drugovich lined up on the front row alongside Enzo Fittipaldi. He's having a phenomenal season as a rookie. He's put together some phenomenal races, some phenomenal quality sessions. Another one here from him. 3 tenths of Drugovich though. It
excites me, Enzo. At the start of the season, it was a bit of an unknown in Enzo. Like, I thought he'd be up there at times, but I never really thought he'd be able to consistently challenge for wins, but at least be up there in the very consistent points. And towards the end of the season, he has been challenging for wins. I don't think he hasn't got a win yet, has he?
No.
Or at least a feature race win. But yeah. Still had a fantastic campaign so far.
Then P3 was Logan Sargent. He was hoping that coming back from the summer break, he would bounce back after a terrible France and Hungary. It's fair to say he did not. We'll get into that later. Jack Dern took P4. Keep your eyes on him.
Absolutely.
He had a very good weekend. David Beckman, obviously replacing Jake Hughes until the end of the season because Jake Hughes is focusing on WEC, I believe.
He's rumoured to be in with a shout of a Formula E seat.
Exactly, which is very obviously big for him.
Yeah, so it looks like he could be in the McLaren team as well, which is very exciting.
Beckman back in the Van Amersfoort, and he's going to finish the season. He took P5. Liam Lawson took P6. Keep your eyes on him as well. He had a very good weekend. 7th was Richard Bashaw. 8th was Teo Pourchaire. And when you've got Drugovich starting on pole, you being down in P8 is not good for Teo, and it just got worse from there. Deruvla took P9, and on sprint race pole was Ralph Boschang.
Yeah, Boschang.
No surprises to call out all the top. I'd say your quickest drivers were all up there.
I just want to point out it's Boschang's first race back. In a long while.
And also, we should mention Tatiana Calderon.
Of course, returns in the place of Chembol Bassi, who unfortunately had to pull out of the championship due to financial issues. So it's a shame when you see drivers have to pull out because they just can't fund their seat. Apparently, Charouz wanted him to pay more than he was already paying, and obviously weren't too pleased about that. But he will be returning in the series apparently next year, which is exciting to see.
But just to get away, if anyone's expecting anything big from Tatiana Calderon, she was last in both races.
Yeah. I think Charouz were happy with the paycheck they received from that one.
Exactly, I was going to say, Chembol Bassi doesn't really have the same kind of money that Tatiana Calderon does have. Moving on to the sprint though, and starting from P5 in the sprint, he got a great start using he got pushed onto the grass and still managed to find his way into P2 after lap 1. It was Liam Lawson.
There we go, right.
Great drive.
No, I know you can chat all you want about Liam Lawson. Oh, he's the best, I know my time was coming.
I know. And speaking of your man, P2 was Jack Doohan.
Oh, what a guy.
Good drive from both.
I think genuinely the best driver ever.
Right.
No, but I find this quite interesting. Do you think Jack Doohan should drive for Alpine next season?
No.
Who else though? I don't
that's
see them. I don't see them bringing back
I
Ricardo.
just don't want. I think that I don't want. They shouldn't rush it.
But
He's
I don't.
shown
Why
Doohan's
not?
got the pace. Let Doohan have another year in Formula 2. Let him win the championship because he probably will. And then let him. And then when he's ready,
I
to
don't
go,
think Sargent. Or will Sargent get the step up? Could we see Sargent and Doohan in Formula 1 next year?
I don't know. But
Alpine,
if they don't, I think your championship battle of Doohan, Sargent, Iwasa, Lawson could be. I think it could be quite.
I
tasty.
don't think they can afford to miss bringing drivers of this calibre up. I think you've just got to do it because we've seen so if they delay it, well, who are they going to bring in? Who do Alpine bring in that's going to be willing to wait a year?
And Alpine,
go in a year.
Alpine, we're looking for a seat for Victor Martins next year because he's Alpine Academy, so we want to move him up the
Lot him
ranks.
straight into that I think it makes sense. I think Doohan looks ready.
Yeah.
If he'd had the people he's competing against, Porsche's been there 2 years, 3 years now. 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Drogovic has been there since about 2009. So it makes sense.
Rude has been there since
Other than
he was born.
Sargent, who has absolutely killed it at times this season, who I also think deserves to be on the F1 grid, no one else has
think
outperformed him.
If Sargent had a good Hungary from France and had a good Belgium, he'd be right up there on Dragovic's tail.
And I also think all of the top four deserve F1 seats.
Yeah.
I think Drogovic should be in the Haas. I think he's had a much better season this year than Schumacher's seat, and Schumacher is not impressing Haas officials. I think potentially Porsche in for Zhou. That's a little harsh on Zhou, but I don't see what other option Alfa Romeo have.
Yeah.
Maybe they can give Zhou a test and development role. I don't know, but I just don't see what other options they have, because if not, Porsche's just going to get snapped up by Red Bull or something.
Yeah.
If he's not given a seat. And then I think Sargent makes a good replacement for Latifi.
Definitely.
And then Lawson, do you think he'll stay in the championship next season? Or do you think if this is it for Liam Lawson in Formula 1 at least?
I don't know.
On the Formula 1 path.
I think, obviously, big thing for him was, I do think, did he stay on in Formula 2 another year? But he's still very young. I still think he has got a future at AlphaTauri.
It depends on whether he wins the championship next year.
Yes, sir.
Next year is a must-win for Liam.
Because
because
if he wins it, he replaces Gasly.
Yuki and Gasly, I don't know if they'll be there come the end of next season.
I mean, look at them now, what they've been doing. I think that could be Lawson and Iwasa in 2024.
Yeah, I think we're also kind of forgetting Dennis Hauger.
But the thing is, though, where's he been?
Hauger's not done much this year,
Exactly.
no, I agree.
I think, to be fair, rookie season, he needs another year, though.
And if Behrman slots in that Prema and outperforms it next season, there's probably going to be Art Leclerc even if Behrman wins the championship, isn't
But
it?
I think Lawson getting some points on the board towards the second half of the season is crucial. Because if he can say that he finished second or third, then that's much better for him than what it could have been.
He's not going to finish second.
He's
He's not going to turn around 48 points on Teo Porsche in 3 rounds. Unless Porsche's car literally explodes every 5 seconds. Yeah, but he still took 3 points this weekend.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, Boschung took P3, podium for him in his return to Formula 2.
Brilliant to see.
Drogovic P4, again, gaining more points on Porsche.
I love Ralph Boschung. He's just so random.
He
just
great.
appears on the podium. It's
but
great.
he's also it feels like he's 40 odd.
Yeah, because he'll do a race, he'll win it, and then his back will be broken enough to take five months off, and then he'll be back again.
Vashaw P5, Porsche P6, Armstrong P7, David Beckman took points in P8, Iwasa P9.
Beckman's exciting. I think
round out the points.
If he can continue on for the rest of this season, do the last few rounds of this year, and then get a permanent drive for next season, Beckman could do decent. He's not going to be in Formula 1, but he could earn himself a seat in FE or WEC or something. Just
on, obviously, Logan Sargent, he had a big spin into the barriers in the middle of the sprint race, and that kind of that sums it up his last few races for Formula 2.
Yeah.
Which I think it could have cost him that Williams seat next season. He really needs to.
I don't think they go. Sargent spun. We're going to keep Latifi then.
No, but obviously France wasn't his fault. Hungary had a bit of meh. He spun here. Depends how these last few races go. Because that's the thing. This is Sargent now.
Well, if the Williams Chiefs make their decision by just looking at the plain stats on they go to Formula 2 and they scroll through the season.
He's made an error. If he hasn't finished in his last 7 races and because of errors, they're not going to go,
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, but they're not from errors. If you've watched Sargent this season, you know he's a better driver than Latifi. Like, there's no way that Williams Sargent spun once, we're going to keep Latifi, who spins at least once a week.
Yeah, no, but they're not going to... you get what I mean, though? If he's making errors and he's costing people money and getting damage on his races and they're not finishing...
But he's not really.
They're not going to take that risk, are they?
This was one of the only errors he's made this season.
That's why I've literally just said that if it carries on, this is why the next few races are pivotal for him. Onto the feature. It was a strategy masterclass from Jack Doohan, really.
I mean, I'm not surprised. He's just the best ever.
Obviously, Dragovic stayed P1 after the lights. Fittipaldi and Sargent in P2 and P3 went absolutely nowhere. So Doohan got home to second. Him and Dragovic checked out. Yeah. And then during the pit stops, Doohan the undercut was enough.
Came in first.
To get
Doohan almost undone by Almeri Cordial's antics.
Almost.
Luckily, Doohan managed to fend off Dragovic despite Almeri Cordial doing his best impression of a wall.
Yeah.
So
he was good at that too.
It was a fantastic wall. No one could get past it. Yeah, I don't know why he was fighting so hard over nothing.
Yeah, great drive from Doohan, and Dragovic knew. Good drive from Doohan, and Dragovic knew that he didn't need to. He can take the. He knew Teo Pourchaire was out.
Yeah.
Problem with his car problem. He got stuck in fifth gear. Had to retire, and Dragovic knew he could just take the 18 points and all but confirm his championship. Yeah,
I think it's pretty much over. Should I talk about that championship then?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, so top of it, Dragovic, of course, 205 points. Pourchaire 162. That is quite the gap now. Gone. And even further away, Sargent on 127. Then Jack Doohan 121. More Doohan news, by the way. It's expected he will take both of the Alpine test. Yeah, you go in the F1 car.
I think obviously Liam Lawson on Friday did the practice in the AlphaTauri.
Is that how he won?
I don't know. Friday in an AlphaTauri, Saturday sprint race win, Sunday feature podium.
He's not done that at all this year, so maybe it is sitting in the AlphaTauri. He's fixed him. But, yeah.
Get Sargent that Williams now. Get him doing the practice. He's doing it in America, isn't he?
Apparently Doohan will take both of the Alpine practice days because, obviously, Piastri won't be taking them. In fact, the day of recording is the trial. To see who Piastri will be driving for next season.
Well,
so that's very exciting.
Yes.
So by the end of this, Piastri could be driving for Alpine next year, and Ricciardo, and then McLaren need a driver. So it's not going to be Daniel Ricciardo. They confirmed he's not there now.
Liam Lawson.
No way.
It probably won't end well, but I'd love it. I would love it. Lawson and Lando and McLaren. That's one of my dreams.
Is he ready for F1 though, Liam Lawson?
Yes.
Could he do well in that Alpha? Maybe if Gasly went to McLaren. Who knows? No. I think Doohan deserves the Alpine seat. I think that'd be very exciting.
Several times.
And then Lawson is 7 points off rookie Jack Doohan. So that's tough for him. And then he's 4 points ahead of Fittipaldi in 6th. He's done very well to get himself over 100 points. Iwasa almost over that 100 point mark if he scores 6 in the last 2 rounds, which you'd imagine he will.
Yeah.
Last 3 rounds, he will do. He'll go over that 100 points mark. 94 for him, level with Deruvla in 8th. Vesti scored 91 and Vips 10th with 81. Though I don't see where he goes from here because he's not going to stay on with High Tech apparently next season. So
not surprised.
I imagine it'll be WEC or something. I don't know. Every driver is WEC, I guess.
Yeah. If in doubt, go to WEC.
Yeah. I think Dragovic though could go IndyCar and crush it. Look how
Do you think Liam Lawson would have a better chance of doing? Do you think he'd have more confidence doing better in F2 this season? And do you think he'd have more chance of getting into F1
if he'd won DTM? Maybe
I think
he
even
would.
The confidence bounce off that. It's still a championship.
It's also like a massive morale.
Yeah.
But you're going to be buzzing.
And also the way he lost the championship by getting punted off by the actual bloke who won it.
It wasn't, was it? It was someone else.
I don't know, but I was furious.
I don't think it's the guy who won it. But anyway, that was a long time ago now. 3 rounds left in this Formula 2 season. Join us this time in 4 days to see our predictions for the next one.
Zandvoort, Monza, Abu Dhabi.
That is it. That is all that Formula 2 has left.
Still lots of points to grab, but I think this is Dragovic's.
So yeah, if you want to watch the Formula 1, that won't be linked on the end screen. That'll be coming out shortly after this. If you want to watch the Formula 3, that will be linked on the end screen, which will now be covering Harry's face, hopefully. But yes, thank you all very much for watching. Get involved with the comments, leave a like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.